Okay guys, hopefully you watched the other video, which was much longer. This one should be hopefully considerably shorter, but I wanted to do a few more problems for you to help you on your upcoming quiz. So here we go. Let's start with this one here. Notice guys, they gave us an angle and its opposite side, right? They're asking us to find angle A, and we so happen to have its opposite side. See how I have 3 pieces of information out of 4. That's how you know you're going to do the law of sines on this. Okay? So, here we go. The 18, of course, goes with the sine of A. And the 20 is opposite with the angle 28, so that goes with the sine of 28. Always match the opposite side with the sine of its opposite angle. Okay? And now it's just a matter of cross multiplying. I know if I do 18 times sine 28, guys, and I divide by 20, I'm going to get the sine of A. And so let's do that part on the calculator. If I do 18 times the sine of 28, I get this. Leave it in your calculator. You're going to calculate with it again. I'm going to divide it by 20. This, guys, is the sine of that angle A. Again, leave it in your calculator, okay? So I know that the sine of A has to be 0.4225 something, right? 0.4225. Now, again, leave that in your calculator, because the only thing we're going to do now that we need to do is we're going to do the sine inverse on both sides, right? Now we know that A is going to be whatever the sine inverse of 0.4225 is, right? And so the sine inverse of our answer is this. Now that, I hope you agree, we would just simply round off to 25 degrees. So we just figured out, guys, that the sine of A is 25 degrees. Pause the video. Okay, so there you have one, guys. Now, one thing I want to emphasize, guys, is if you're doing the quiz tomorrow, I would try law of sines first, just like I just demonstrated, okay? And also recognize at least the classic case where you get the law of cosines. And if we stumble upon it again, I'm going to explain that to you as well. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Here we go. Here we have the, well, not, yes, no. All right, so 13, we're supposed to solve the triangle, right? So I basically misspoke there. So remember, solve the triangle, guys, means we're going to find everything that's missing. Now, I don't know about you, but since I'm given this angle and this angle already, I know every triangle adds up to 180, right? So the first thing I actually would do is this right here. Why not take 180 minus 95 minus 51? You will get 34, right? So do you agree that this angle here must be 34 degrees? Because all 3 angles, remember, always have to add up to 180. So we already found all the missing angles. We still have a missing side here and a missing side here, though. Okay? So now what? Well, guys, again, always try to use the law of sines. This is what I mean again. Do you agree I have a 95-degree angle and its opposite side here? That's 2 out of the 3 parts I need. I originally was given 51 degrees there, right? Well, guess what? I now can find this missing side. You could call it X. You could call it BC. Right? I'm going to go ahead and call it BC. This side, do you agree, goes from B to C. So I know that BC goes with the sine of its opposite angle, which is 51 degrees. And that's going to equal the 41, which is opposite of its angle, the sine of 95 degrees. Always match the side with the sine of its opposite angle. Okay? Solving this, guys, do you agree? I'm going to do 41 times the sine of 51. I'm going to then divide by the sine of 95. This is going to equal BC. All right? Check this out. I did 41 times the sine of 51. Bam. I divided it by the sine of 95. This right here is the missing side, BC. 31.984. Again, you need to figure out, is your teacher going to let you round off to 32, or do you have to do 31.98? I'm going to round off to 32, guys, but you've got to clear it with your teacher. The important thing is, guys, show all your work here like I'm doing. Okay? Now, we just figured out that BC is 32. Right? Now notice the only thing we're missing is the AC side. Correct? Well, guys, you actually could use the law of cosines, but you got to agree the law of sines is easier to use. That's why I said always start with the law of sines. It's the easier law to use. So check this out. Do you agree AC, I'll use black here, is opposite of the 34-degree angle here, angle B. So we're going to do AC with the sine of 34 degrees. That's going to equal. Now, guys, always use information that's already been given to you whenever possible. Whenever possible. And so I'm going to use the 41 again, which is opposite of the 95. So 41 again goes with the sine of 95. Solving this, do you agree I'm going to do 41 times the sine of 34? So AC is going to equal 41 times the sine of 34 degrees divided by the sine of the 95 degrees right here. That again is going to give me AC, right? So I'm going to go to my calculator. Notice the 41 times the sine of 34 is that value. I divide by the sine of 95. Bam. I know the missing side is 23.01. Again, that one I'm going to leave as 23.01. As long as you show all your work, guys, you should get full credit, okay? Pause the video if you need to. So, guys, notice I found every missing side and every missing angle in that triangle. There's one more problem I want to try to do as quickly as possible. Number 14. Guys, this is a classic case of law of cosines. Watch this. See how I have the side here, and the angle between them? This is screaming law of cosines. I'm actually going to find BC first. You always use the side opposite of the angle, guys. And the angle must always be between the other two sides. That's the criteria for the law of cosines, okay? So here we go. I know that BC squared equals, watch this, A squared plus B squared minus 2 times the A times the B times the cosine of theta. Theta is always the angle between the AB sides. I'm basically calling this A and this B, all right? And I using the 82 as theta, that's the one between them, right? So technically, I'm pretending that's my C side, all right? And that's how you do the law of cosines. All right, continuing on, guys. I'm going to do all of this in my calculator. Watch this. I know that A squared plus B squared is this. I'm going to minus 2 times A times B times the cosine of theta. Theta, again, is the angle between the A and B. It's this. This right here, guys, remember, is squared, though. Okay? So that 560 is BC squared. So I got to take the square root of it, right? So I know BC, therefore, is the square root of that 560 answer. And so I know my missing side is 23.6663. So BC is 23.6663, right? I'm going to round off at the end, okay? I'm going to keep as many digits as I can. So I'm keeping these 4 digits again, okay? Now what? Let's see what we have. Do you agree? We now know this side is 23.6663. We know every side of the triangle. We're just missing the angles, right? Okay. So let's start by finding angle B down here. Okay. Do you agree? Opposite of angle B is 17. So now let's see. I'm going to go back to the law of sines. Why? Because it's easier. 17 is opposite of the sine of B. That's going to equal. Now, guys, we have no choice this time. We're going to use the 82 with our newfound answer, 23.6663. So, because of lack of room here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do 17 times the sine of 82. I'm going to divide by this, and I know that's going to give me sine of B. So the sine of B is going to equal 17 times the sine of 82 is this. Divide by 23.6663. This is the sine of angle B, 0.7113. Right? So sine of B is 0.7113. To find B, I'm going to do the sine inverse of that, right? So when I do the sine inverse of it, I know I get 45.34. Now again, leave that in your calculator. We'll go ahead and round it off for our answer's sake, but I'm going to round it off to 45.3. But leave it in your calculator, guys, okay? So what we just figured out is that angle B here, guys, is 45.3. Hopefully you can read that, okay? Now what? I could do the law of sines one more time, but wait a minute. Don't I already know now two angles of a triangle? So I'm going to use a 180 here. I know that the measure of angle C is going to equal, watch this, 180 minus our 45.3 angle minus the other angle 82. There is my other angle. I'm just going to round off to 52.7. Okay, 52.7 degrees. Again, what I did was I took 180, because every triangle is 180. I took away the 82, did I not? And I took away the 45.3. Those two, again, were the other two angles of the triangle, right? And so I found every angle in every side of this triangle. So pause the video if you need to. Here's the calculator screen I initially used. Here's my final calculator screen I used to finish up the problem. So guys, basically, this is how you do law of sines and law of cosines. Sorry if the videos are longer than my usual, but it was unavoidable trying to squeeze in 2 or 3 problems apiece. So I hope you watch at least one or both of these, because it can make a world of difference in your performance on the quiz, okay? Please study. If you have any questions, you know to contact me, right? I'm in room 919. Just come by early tomorrow morning. Ask me a few questions. Let's do a few problems together, okay? But anyways, hope to see you guys around.